Hi there, welcome to a hybrid video. Today it's going to be done in two parts. The first part of this video, we're going to be briefly talking about the Dylan Rounds case and catching up and acknowledging the comments from other people, viewers on this channel and from afar of my previous videos that I've done. I didn't get time to covering it in the last video, so now's the time to do it, answer any questions, see if there's any key interesting information regarding the case or any updates, what other people think, okay? Welcome if you are currently here in the live premiere. Be sure to share your opinions and reactions in the live chat throughout, okay? As for the second part of this video, which we transition onto later in this video, okay? Going to be looking at some alien articles, some new ones which just appeared out of nowhere. One to do with Uranus, and I'm talking about the planet, to do with alien life form, some kind of groundbreaking news there and possible answers to aliens, UFOs. And then another article to do with certain artifacts. We'll be looking at that after. I'm going to be reading it out to you, see what it's all about. I wanted to do this video like in this way, hybrid, to catch up from yesterday, but also to highlight and acknowledge the odd person as well in the matter, such as Maria. Shout out to Maria as well as Badger Life last night for their super chats. Very good of them. And shout out to any other people in between if they did show up as well. But yeah, because of Maria and her support last night, it makes sense to cover some kind of alien related video today. And I know that other person's interested when it comes to aliens as well. I can't remember the person's username. It's kind of a long one, but I'm sure they'll be present when they pop on in. As I said, if anyone does join this premiere late and wonders where we are, be sure to rewind back because, as said, the first part of this video is about Dylan Rounds. Then the second part of the video is about UFOs, two separate topics, in case you're wondering. I know some people like to do a crossover with possible alien abduction by Dylan Rounds, etc., etc. But I'll be genuine and honest with you. I've just not seen that theory or discussion talked about much, right? And I might bring that up in a second as well before we get to the comments as well. So be sure to catch up on my previous videos I've done. Top right corner of the screen, the eye symbol, it's like a circle, white box. Be sure to click on it and then there'll be links to previous videos as well as the Dylan Rounds playlist. So you can catch up on everything that you may have missed out on, okay? So yeah, shout out to Badger Life, shout out to Maria, of course. And yeah, let's get into the video. So to kick things off, Dylan Rounds case. Yes, I talked about it last night. Tying in with this alien thing, what I just wanted to highlight as well, it was Candice Cooley that said she experienced it firsthand as well, Justin Rounds did, in the presence of others where they told the family that it was alien abduction or there was a Sasquatch somewhere that played a role. But as silly as they may sound, at points in times there could have been a little bit valid, more so right at the beginning when boots were found and nothing else, and there was no blood and there was no DNA, etc. In the very early stages, you could possibly hint at UFO, right? If you wanted to incorporate it now, the only way it would stand somewhat valid as if no one was arrested, no one was charged, and there was no evidence pinning on anyone. There was no incriminating evidence whatsoever. It was just simply that Dylan's boots were found out in the open behind a dirt mound, the end. If that really was the case, that would have been a very, very interesting mystery in itself. But obviously that's not the case because it's not exactly as much of a mystery. It's more a true crime case because of how things gone. But I can understand how, with certain factors, if they never happened, then maybe the alien thing would stand in place. But I'm just interested because I've never had an answer to this question. Where did it originate from? The whole UFO talk with Dylan Rounds, alien abduction. Where did it originate from? Who talked about it? And at what time? At what point? I guess maybe at the start. Was it on the Dylan Rounds Facebook page? I mean, the family said they heard it themselves, but all my time on YouTube, whilst being involved in the case, never heard anything about alien abduction. Not even Pancakes, I don't think, mentioned about alien abduction. I know he went off on other stuff, but you get what I'm saying. It's just kind of interesting, you know, how things can come about, but trying to trace it back to its origins isn't always an easy thing to do. If anyone does have an answer, be sure to leave your thoughts in the live chat or even the comment section down below. Okay. So yeah, what we're going to do right now, going to refer back to the previous video and the one before that to do a Dylan rounds, read through the comments, acknowledge them, and see if there's any questions that need answering. And then once we've got that out the way, if there's nothing else to talk about in addition, then we can move on to the alien stuff, part 2 of this video. Okay, let's head on over right now to the comment section. Well, here we are. I'm just going to adjust it to the newest. Take in mind that these comments are over a week ago, 1 week ago, so things have developed ever since, in case you're wondering. Cleo's comment saying, interesting concept. I mean, who would actually go back inside to leave the key thingy, take that chance? Really hard to take in. Wow, I was way off here. I've no clue. Cleo does some very random comments at times. Badger Life. Bob, Twin Mama, JT, Jim Terry, and a few others are creating this drama behind the scenes. It's sad to see people being conned into believing in the Terry Boys screenplay. Patterns and words they all use. The fighting is all staged. The people involved are paid. Just realise it's not real. Even the red robe must be burned. Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy there, Badger Life. Which red robe are we talking about here? Are we talking about the fake imitation one from elsewhere? Yeah, the greasy, gritty, dirty robe. Not the red royal robe. Oh, no, no, no. That will remain, okay? I'm sure Badger Life is talking about a different robe there. Let's just see what the responses are. Salty Pancakes, of all people, showing up. And this is the Salty Pancakes channel, okay? It seems like the real person, okay? Obviously, an empty channel, of course, because of what's happened in the past, and when trying to set up a new account onto YouTube, he's been terminated or shut down again and again and again. But at this moment in time, there you go. It does give a list of previous comments by Salty Pancakes, and one of his comments a while ago now says 191 views. Those are some very troubling numbers. So that's what Salty Pancakes is saying about my channel. Troubling numbers, low views. I mean, as said, 500,000 views in just over 2 months, reasonable. Over the last month, 230 to 40,000. So it's on the decline, but that's just because of patterns and trends. You get little bumps in the road of goodness, and then it goes back downhill again, up and down. I mean, as for this channel here, 19 subscribers. They're troubling numbers, aren't they? And what's the profile picture? Tick, tick, boom. Impending doom. Here comes the gloom. What are we going to do? Not much from the looks of it. Anyway, Badger Life, well, Salty Pancake says, finally agreeing with what I've been saying since the beginning. So Salty Pancakes here is saying that from the beginning, Pancakes, also known as Mike, whatever, Salty Pancakes was stating supposedly that he already knew that the Bob, Twin Mama, Jim Terry, Mr. X drama was all screenplay and acting, crisis actors, all staged, people paid as well to create the drama, to create that entertainment, to bring in audience members, to make it seem like all badness is happening, but they're all benefiting in the background. That's what Salty Pancakes is claiming here, that he knew it all along. But what I do find interesting is there was other counterclaims in the past where people were highlighting that Salty Pancakes, who had the drama with Jim Terry, that was planned and that was paid and that was fake and reenacted to try and gain attention, to attract new people, to cause all kinds of intrigue in the community and true crime case. So, I don't know. Depends how you look at it, but Badger Life responded saying, no, Mike, no, Salty Pancakes, you have been saying Dylan was never murdered and that everyone on YouTube is a pedo, not the same. So the good thing is with Badger Life here, And this is what separates Badger Life from many other people out there. You know, at a point in time where there's suddenly some kind of agreement or some kind of consensus, Badger Life doesn't give in to it. Other people who may have had run-ins, negative ones with salty pancakes, and then finally they're on common ground with one another because they think alike, and then that person that had trouble with pancakes in the past would see this comment here saying, oh, we're agreeing on something. The other person would be like, oh yes, oh, this is great, no more tension, we're on the same path and wavelength, yes please master. Oh. But Badger Life isn't messing about here. She's like doubling down saying, yeah, but you, Mike, what you said in the past was completely way off, and look at the things you've done yourself. So that's good at Badger Life, because other people would have given in. You know, other people who don't exactly have a backbone, but good response by Badger there. Anyway, do I agree with this in general, that the Bob Twin Mama, Jim Terry drama, detachment, it's all planned and behind the cameras, behind the scenes? I don't know, okay? All I would say is it wouldn't surprise me, okay? I know there's times where I may have documented things and people have said, oh, it's all fake, it's not really happening, but there's no harm in documenting it, because if it is fake or if it is adjusted or altered with down the line, things are removed, videos taken down, at least you've always got this to refer back to, like a historical record, okay? Treat the Dylan Rounds community, most of the things that have happened over time, as some kind of historical archive, right? So you can always look back at it. Cleo says, actually, do you know what? We could actually do a poll right now. Why not? Just to extend the discussions and conversations here. So, the poll can be Bob, Twin Mama, Jim Terry, etc. and Pancakes. Do you think all that drama and kicking off was all staged for attention? Yes, no, a little bit of it. You know, feel free to vote. Make sure to. Cleo here saying, another success. Thank you. You're welcome, Cleo. Salty Pancakes did leave a comment in response to me, though, saying, remember the truth. It was all simulated on a video game. The farm simulator game Dylan Rounds played with Sleuth Mom is real. This was all staged. Now, Pancakes has edited his comment since, because he actually called it something else besides Farming Simulator. He called it Farmville in his original comment, as documented here. And Pancake said, oh yeah, my bad, yeah, Farming Simulator, not Farmville. Badger Life saying, just stop, the young man is dead and you're just a joke. Go play Farm Ants. Is that another game? I don't know. But yeah, what is going on here? Salty Pancakes believes that what Dylan Rounds' disappearance was simulated through a video game, and that Dylan was playing with Sleuth Mom? What? I mean, where does this come from? I want to know your thoughts. Any and everybody watching right now, wherever you come from, whichever background or platform or community, just let me know. Do you agree with this? And if you do agree with it, where's the reasoning behind it? Where's the proof? This is almost as bad as the UFO Sasquatch theory, okay? Very odd. Who's this person? Peas, okay, saying Bob is very immature for his age. He's a man baby. He plays these games for attention. I'm glad the old fart is finally gone. He's definitely not in WP. You can't apply to be in a witness protection program. He's so full of shit. Right, okay. Does anyone else agree that Bob Farrell is very immature and doing it for attention? Let me know. And final comment here, Anthony saying, I think it's just Bob's way to get away from Jim Terry and Mr. X. I'm not buying the witness protection story. What was he a witness to? Nothing. Okay, so we got that there. As I said, it's just catching up on older comments from about a week ago. Now, what we can transition on to next is the video what I did last night, and check the comments there, see what people had to say. I will adjust, there we go, adjust it to newest, start from the bottom. Cleo's comment here on this video saying Dylan Rounds. Wow, interesting. Catherine TGIF. What does that mean? Talk. Gone. I don't know what that means. Indiana says, nice to see you back in your red blanket. It's always best to be yourself. Yeah, as for that red robe, the royal red robe. Yeah. Not some cheap-ass one from a Dollar Tree store elsewhere. But yeah, the robe, which Bellevue tried stealing in the past, didn't work! The robe, which was pulled and tugged at by many people out there, didn't work! It's still here. But as for wearing it yesterday, it did get very hot because I was wearing a jumper underneath. You might have been able to see in the video. So with long sleeves and thicker material, with having that red robe on the blanket, yeah, it was a bit warm, so I had to take it off halfway through, I think. Weezer, here we go. Relevant comments to the Dylan Rounds case, important here. Feel free to listen in. Weezer says, Montello local. There is absolutely no new info on Dylan. The weather here is still fairly decent. I think we are all just waiting for Brenner's court date to see if anything new is revealed. That really puts it into perspective, right? And this is a Montello local, someone that would have heard about gossip or would have seen things ongoing, right, if that really was the case and if it was relevant to Dylan Rounds. And yet what's mentioned here and what was mentioned a few weeks ago, absolutely nothing has happened. No new information on Dylan. This level of silence could be the reality of what it would have been like earlier on in this case if it wasn't for other people out there covering it, in a sense. Does that make sense? So you take that as you will. Cleo, lots of note-taking today. Try not to run out of paper. June, Raf, if you were able to come to the US, where would you want to visit? I'm not quite sure. Response, good question. I'm not sure. Probably somewhere where there's no pit bulls. I don't like dogs in general. I'm a bit wary of them, especially those breeds. Glenn, you are right. Public awareness is what keeps a case alive when clues stall. Unless Brenner discloses where Dylan is, my gut says we won't find him. Public awareness. Yeah, I guess it does keep it alive. Yeah, Brenner. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Brenner is going to open up, especially as time drags on. I just don't think he will. What is there for him to confess? Like, what factors will push him, encourage him to open up? I can't see any. Cleo, desperation. I like that word. Okay. Oh, one more comment. War, enough is enough. I'm calling you. Better answer. What? I'm confused. Okay, so it's pretty short, the comments, but no harm in just catching up on there. One question I want to throw out there, and you can answer it down below or maybe as a poll option if it's available. Do you think at any point in the future, if the case continues on like this, a bit of a dead end, maybe a bit of a brick wall, will this case ever gain traction and popularity in the future? Sometimes when cases have gone cold, really cold, and there's not much movement, at a later point, that's when people start picking up on it, when a big YouTube channel covers it, and then the trend goes from there. Do you think that will ever happen with Dylan Rounds or not? Because it's still actively ongoing in the background. I'm just talking in general because when you look, statistically speaking, as for the official news reports on the case, when you get the official news channels, at least when looking back maybe a few months ago, how many people were actually tuning in and learning about the case and watching the official news? About 40,000 people up to about 121,000. And then maybe further back then it might have been pushing it 234,000. I don't think, besides Heavy D's videos, it's never really broke the 1 million view mark on most videos out there when covering the Dylan Rounds case. So would that imply that the Dylan Rounds case just isn't as important in other people's eyes, that most humans out there, way out there, who may have briefly glanced past the case don't find it interesting? What do people think? You know, feel free to vote down below. Like, do you think the case will ever pick up in the future, that anyone will look back and then start researching and spreading awareness on the case, or is this it? I wonder. It's like with the Kenny Veach case, right? Obviously went to a cold case, pure mystery, ongoing. And I came along back in 2020, despite years before that, watching videos only. And then I've done my thing, and then ever since of not doing it as much, suddenly all these other people have come on in at different times, and it's been, what do you call it, revived, the mystery, the case, on and off, revived. And I've seen it statistically as well, where some people have catched up on my videos and coverage. Will that happen in the Dylan Rounds case? I'm just interested, right? One thing I noticed was, at least my coverage on the Dylan Rounds case, for most part of it, whoever and whatever amount of people that were watching my videos at the time the video came out, it was like a fixed set number, give or take a few days delay of people catching up. It was basically whoever was watching at that time of when the video was out, that was a fixed number. And then from then to months on now, it's not changed. So it kind of shows that whoever's there in the moment, it's noted, it's documented. But as for people out there that might catch up on a case in the future or come into it brand new, that doesn't seem to be happening. What factors could cause more people to come on in with fresh faces, eyes and mindset? Or is it just that the case itself just doesn't interest people when they hear about it? But when they hear about a mysterious cave and a person that's gone out there, a YouTuber, never seen again, that's more important. I mean, I guess the popularity contest between Kylie Rodney and Dylan Rounds kind of made it very clear and evident, right, as to who was in more favour to be focused on. And whilst all the other YouTubers, the main ones, popular ones, went over to Kylie Rodney, I stayed with the Dylan Rounds one, because I thought if everyone just walks away from the case, what good will that do? All these other people following in a certain path like sheeple, I don't want to do that, right? So yeah, you got that. Now, that aside, as for short videos, I think I might have the odd Dylan Rounds short video to offload from my phone, and I got some Kenny Veach ones too. I did actually upload a Kenny Veach short video earlier today, but I don't know, it just didn't really perform. YouTube didn't put it out there on YouTube, the main page, the short page, just completely disregarded it. So I've noticed that last few days now, about 3-4 days in a row, I've been silenced by YouTube unexpectedly, reached out to them elsewhere, and they said, oh, you know, we're just switching and changing the short and long-based video reach and views, and it's, yeah, no true definitive answer as to why it's happening to me. Basically, I've been punished for putting in hard work and being consistent. That really sounds silly, that, doesn't it? But that's just my reality. So I'm probably going to take a break from short videos. I do want to upload them. I want to keep on going. But honestly, what's the point of YouTube silencing them? You know, on average, about 1,000 plus people would watch my short videos, right? Maybe even more. But just recently, 20 to 30, 10 to 20 people are watching them. And, you know, sometimes that can happen in a day or two, and you check back after and it's catched up and it's okay again. It's not changed since. It's a fixed number. It's been capped. What the hell's going on? I went onto the analytics YouTube studio mode, and as for the reach, who it's put out to, you know, don't mean to say if the reach was 50,000 people, but I only got 40 views, it means out of the 50,000 people that video was presented to, only about 4 to 40 people actually clicked on that video to watch it, right? But the reach is as low as the view count. So the ratio is good there, but it just is evident this time round, first time round, that YouTube aren't even bothering to put my videos out there. So I don't know why I'm getting silenced, don't know why. You know, if it's Kenny Veach, because I've returned back to that, well, that's typical, but my short videos, any short video I upload is negatively impacted even when it's nothing to do with anything dark or mysterious and it's just more casual. It's all punished. Stupid. So I might do a short video test after, just explaining the whole being silenced thing once again in a standard video, just to see how that does. I mean, it would be ironic how if in a video where I talked about being silenced, low view count, low reach, and that was the one video that performed really well, that would be just my luck. And I would hate that because then it kind of goes against what I was trying to say, you know? So we'll just see what happens, okay? So yeah, Dylan Round's discussion, conversations, comments from previous videos were catched up, all on that now, all catched up. That's good to know. Now we move on to the second part of this video, unrelated to Dylan Rounds, focusing on UFOs, aliens, in acknowledgement with Maria and her super chats last night, very good of her, and as well Badger Life, because I think Badger Life is interested in aliens as well. So yeah, we're gonna look at some two new interesting articles about aliens, UFO life and stuff like that, and see what's being talked about over there. Well, here we are, transitioned on to the very first article. It reads, relics of an alien planet might be under our feet, scientists say. Theia collided with Earth billions of years ago and created the moon, but that wasn't all, new computer simulations suggest, by Andrew Griffin, posted 2 days ago. There was a video present, but, you know, because of copyright, I don't know if to click on it or not. Anyway, it reads, relics of an ancient planet might be hiding under our feet, according to new research. Some scientists believe that a protoplanet named Theia collided with Earth some 4.5 billion years ago. That collision tore off part of our planet, which went on to form the moon, they believe. But that wasn't all. Some pieces of Theia stayed around and may have been buried deep within the mantle of Earth, researchers believe. I mean, if that really was the case, then why is supposedly Earth, when you look at it from in space, like a sphere? Try to say that with a lisp. A sphere, right? If something collided with the other all that time ago, why is there no like dense, like obvious ones? And the same that it broke off, formed the moon. So you're suggesting that there is life on the moon then, if it originated from Earth? I mean, people have been on the moon. Have there been reports, sightings of life on there? I don't think so. I mean, I don't know if it was the moon or Mars where they were saying that with certain imagery it picked up strange faces in the ground on the planet or something. Don't know if anyone remembers that. Anyway, here it continues and reads, that is based on new computer simulations of the collision that are reported in a journal article published today. Researchers believe that explains two large parts of the Earth's mantle, some 2,900 kilometers down, that do not seem to move as quickly as others. Those regions appear to be 2 to 3.5% denser than the areas that surround them, and scientists refer to them as the Large Low Velocity Provinces, or LLVPs, right? Those dense parts are to be pieces of Theia's own mantle that were preserved deep in our Earth after the collision. The researchers believe the vast chunks of alien planets stretched tens of kilometers across and sunk down into our Earth to form those vast blobs. Other planets might have the same mixed material in their mantles, researchers believe, since giant impacts of the kind that hit our Earth often happens as planet grows. The findings are reported in a new paper, Moon Forming Impact as a Source of Earth's Basal Mantle Anomalies, published in Nature. The idea that the moon was formed by a crash with an ancient planet is somewhat controversial. There is little direct evidence for it, and some material taken from the moon has challenged the idea, but it accounts for some key parts of the Earth and the moon, such as the relatively small core at the centre. I mean, really, if people were saying how aliens, or there's like alien bases or underground stuff in the mountains, deeper down, or under the ocean, under the water, You know, the deeper down you go, the closer you get to the Earth's core and stuff, the mantle. So maybe there could be a correlation there if you wanted to tie one thing with another, that if alien bases or activity has come out of these areas deeper down into Earth, and it's been documented them leaving as well, coming out of the water or coming out of the mountains, you know, as their original home deeper down in the Earth's core, as it's mentioning here. I don't know if you want to put that case across. Anyone watching right now, let me know your thoughts about this. Have you ever heard about it? Have you ever thought about this? That within Earth, the planet, within deeper, that there's like a foreign planet lodged inside. As I said, if it really was the case, maybe the Earth visually looking would have looked different, right? Different from, you know, you think of a planet colliding with another, even though it's just a part of it, it would be considerable damage in a sense, right? Anyway, with that in mind, let's just move on to the other article on the theme of different planets. And here is the second article. Now, I tried reading it before, but bit of a disaster because it's a shit website with the stupid adverts and spam. More spam than fucking food aisle, okay? Ridiculous. But managed to get the reader mode on so we get rid of all the cancer and we can begin reading. Title of this article reads, Uranus could hold the key to finding alien life after latest bombshell discovery. As said, Uranus, we're talking about the planet, not other areas, okay? I mean, there might be some people out there that might be storing aliens up the rear end, but I don't know why they've been shoving them there. I feel sorry for the aliens. But what does it say here? Is like a little caption. Scientists are in a race to uncover more information on Northern Lights-style aura spotted on the planet Uranus, which could be a huge step in alien life forms being discovered. An infrared Northern Lights-style aura on Uranus could be the key to helping mankind finally track down alien life, scientists have claimed. The aura on the distant planet was spotted by boffins looking at the temperatures of the gas giants in the solar system, and they hope the findings could help explain the magnetic fields of other planets close to Earth. That could help them discover if distant planets support alien life. Right. So a mixture of the temperatures, the magnetic fields, more so closer to Earth, whether there is alien life to support it. So are you saying that higher temperatures and a higher magnetic pull means chance of alien life? That the closer a planet is to Earth, they could be communicating or, visiting one another planets, maybe? Anyway. Says physicist Emma Thomas from the University of Leicester, who was lead author on the new study, said, in quotes, the temperature of all the gas giant planets, including Uranus, are hundreds of degrees Kelvin Celsius above what models predict if only warmed by the sun, leaving us with the big question of how these planets are so much hotter than expected. I mean, if there are aliens on planets where it's hotter than expected, then if they were to go to Earth, temperatures differ. Are they going to be impacted by it or not? I wonder. Uranus may hold... Okay. According to the Daily Star, she added, by analysing Uranus's aura, which directly connects to both planets' magnetic field and atmosphere, we can make predictions about the atmospheres and magnetic fields of these worlds and hence their suitability for life. In quotes, our results will go on to broaden our knowledge of ice giant auras and strengthen our understanding of planetary magnetic fields in our solar system, at exoplanets and even our own planet. Earlier this year, scientists revealed new data found two of the 27 moons orbiting Uranus could have active oceans deep beneath their surfaces where extraterrestrials, ETs, could also be present. Right, on Uranus, deep in the ocean surface, ETs, aliens, underwater. I mean, I talked about that with planet Earth, how on this Earth, this planet, there has been discoveries and talks and theories that besides mountains, aliens and bases for UFO craft, that underground, underwater, deep in the ocean where aliens could be lurking, spaceships maybe as well, who knows what's going on down there, because as said, quite a bit of the ocean hasn't been explored still. More people like NASA, etc., are more focused and interested on exploring space and other planets rather than exploring this own planet and checking the oceans. But then again, I kind of prefer the oceans remaining a mystery. It makes it a bit more spooky and more creepy stories out there, right? But if the suggestion on the previous article was that deep within the mantle, the core of this planet Earth, that there is ancient planets, an ancient planet that collided in the past and is lodged within, does that tie in with aliens being deep underground as well? If that's the case, then would that imply that Uranus, if that's the same with under ocean activity by aliens, that there was once an ancient planet that collided with Uranus then? I mean, I wonder how the planet collided with Uranus, from which end? Oh, anyway, what else? It says, and for many astronomers, the question is no longer whether there is life elsewhere in the universe, but it is when it will be found. Experts are hopeful of detecting life signs in a faraway world within our lifetimes, possibly in the next few years. And one scientist believes that it would be surprising if there was no life on one of Jupiter's freezing moons. Professor Michelle Doherty, who is the lead scientist of the European Space Agency's Jupiter Ice Moons Explorer Juicy Juice mission, said it'd be surprising if there wasn't life on one of the icy moons. Right. The news comes as a time traveller, oh no, Doctor Who, has he come back? Predicts just when life beyond our planet will make contact, aliens may well be closer than we think. According to Adam Archen, the mystery man who claims to be visiting 2023 from more than 20 years in our future, it appears beings from other worlds are keen to get in touch sometime soon, with the time traveller claiming aliens could be making first contact in 2028. In fact, Adam, who made a series of claims whilst hooked up to a lie detector and passed every time, says they're already here on the planet and it is only a matter of time before they become public knowledge. He said, in quotes, in fact, we have known of the existence of aliens before 2028, but it isn't until 2028 that it becomes public knowledge. It was just kept secret until they released it publicly. I can confirm that aliens do not come from space, but I cannot elaborate on where they come from because of the possibility of a paradox. Oh, is that it there? Something about jellyfish. Ancient space smash that created the moon left alien blobs deep inside the Earth. So that's what we just looked at beforehand. It's quite a good image, that. Maybe could use it partial as a thumbnail. All in all, hopefully you enjoyed the video. As said, if you did join a bit late and wanted to hear about the Dylan Rounds discussions and comments read out, rewind back to the beginning. It was a 2-part video, okay? Let me know about the alien stuff, whether you agree with it or not. If you got any additional comments, list that down below in the comment section. If you want to check it out in the pinned comments, there are some additional links if you want to check them. That's it for now. We'll see what happens next. As I said, take a break from short videos because waste of time, the way YouTube's silencing me. We'll see what happens next. Will the aliens silence me as well? Maybe. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now, and good night.